Eamonn Holmes pays tribute to NHS after admitting he thought he was dead after health scare. The broadcaster, who has faced numerous health challenges in recent years, praised hospital staff in his second day back on air. Eamonn Holmes paid tribute to professional NHS staff today after a terrifying fall in his bathroom left him fearing for his life. Yesterday, the 65-year-old GB News presenter revealed he thought he was dead following the incident which occurred last weekend. The broadcaster, who has faced health challenges in recent years, praised hospital staff in his second day back on air. He said, "I think tradition is very important. Uniforms are very important. Obviously I was in hospital last week and the hospital and NHS was so good. Makes me sick." Eamonn Holmes fumes, "I want to beat his head in," as shocking details emerge about Madeleine McCann suspect. A new documentary into the case is set to uncover bombshell information about prime suspect Christian Bruckner. GB News host Eamonn Holmes has expressed his disgust at the Madeleine McCann case as new bombshell evidence is set to be unveiled in a new TV documentary. Madeleine McCann, the unseen evidence will deep dive into the life of Christian Bruckner, the only remaining suspect in the disappearance of the then 3-year-old on May 3, 2007. In the latest development into the case, the documentary reveals a hoard of evidence belonging to Bruckner, uncovered in a disused factory purchased for £20,000 in 2008, a year after Madeleine vanished. Among the chilling evidence, investigators found 75 children's swimming costumes, clothes and toys alongside a hard drive, which police claim contains evidence indicating Madeleine is dead. Discussing the newly found evidence on GB News, breakfast host Eamonn Holmes claimed the case made him sick, criticizing Bruckner. Eamonn fumed, "I was going through it with Ellie Costello earlier and it just makes me sick, it really makes me sick. He had kidnap fantasies about children, a very small blonde girl I'm thinking about, I'm in paradise." Eamonn told the GB News panel, "I don't care if he's guilty or innocent or not, I just want to go and beat his head in after reading that." Delivering her verdict on the case, commentator Claire Muldoon agreed that Bruckner is an evil, abhorrent man. Muldoon explained, "Christian Bruckner has been known to the authorities for being an absolutely evil, abhorrent man. I don't think anyone ever thought that Christian Bruckner was a paradigm of virtue and someone that had to be held up high. But if the evidence is there, why has it taken so long to get any conviction? And why is it rearing its ugly head now? That's what I want to know." Muldoon also questioned why the Madeleine McCann case is so high profile, stating that she is not the only child who has disappeared. Muldoon told GB News, "I still don't know why Madeleine McCann is given column inches. She's not the only child that ever disappeared. She's not the only child's parents who have gone through hell, and still continue to go through hell and not know what has happened to their daughter. But the Sun has got this expose, because there's a Channel 4 documentary tonight, that's why it's back in the news." Echoing Muldoon's thoughts, commentator Norman Baker said that for those parents whose children are never found, it must be torture for them to experience, similar to the McCann parents. Baker concluded, "It's quite right. There are a huge number of kids, I'm afraid, who've never been found. No one knows what's happened to them, and I think it was terribly sad and moving because it's bad enough to lose a child, but to have a child disappear and not know what's happened to them, it's actually torture for parents." Ruth Langsford's heartbreaking admission about her relationship with son after Eamonn split. Ruth Langsford has opened up about her relationship with her son Jack, after her split from ex-husband Eamonn Holmes, confessing she's not a fun mum anymore. Loose Women presenter Ruth Langsford has shared the moment she realized her fun mum status with her son had come to an end. The ITV star, who shares her 23-year-old son with her former husband Eamonn Holmes, opened up about their mother and son relationship in a recent chat. When asked if her son enjoys teasing her, the 65-year-old confessed that she's typically the one playing the joker. "He's 23 now, and no, he's not really the one winding me up. I probably do it more to him," Ruth shared on Loose Women. She reflected on the sudden change in how her son now views her playful antics, the Mirror reports. She expressed, "You'll find this, when they are little, they adore you, they love you, they want to be around you all the time. Jack and I are very close. I thought I was a really fun mom and I used to do things like sing, and I'd sing like the wrong lyrics and I'd get the name of the group wrong." On the There I've Said It podcast, Ruth recounted a funny mix-up, like Rizzle kicks. "I'd come in and I'd go, ah, I love Twizzle sticks, they're great." She recalled how her son used to find her supermarket dancing humorous, stating, Jack thought I was hilarious, right? And then we'd be in the supermarket and I would dance and he thought I was hilarious. But things changed abruptly. And then suddenly, I can't remember what age, I was in the supermarket, it came on and I was like, twizzle sticks, Jack. His reaction signaled a shift. He was literally like, squirming, Mum. And then it suddenly happens and it's like, oh, he doesn't find me amusing anymore, and if you talk about sex, like, no. Despite being a public figure herself, she is known for keeping her son out of the spotlight, rarely sharing photographs of him on her social media pages. Ruth does share insights into her family life while appearing on ITV's Loose Women and in chats with the media. Last year, in an interview with Woman and Home magazine, Ruth described her son Jack as the most delightful, caring, and wonderful young man. Focusing on her greatest wishes, Ruth confessed, happiness. Happiness for my son Jack. Reflecting on parenthood, she said, when you have children, you look at them starting out in life and you just want everything to be good for them to be happy and to not have their hearts broken. Eamonn Holmes and Ruth publicly announced their separation in May 2024, and it is believed that divorce proceedings are still ongoing. The pair, who were a familiar duo on This Morning, were married for 14 years. Speaking about the breakup to the same magazine, Ruth admitted she is not delighted about her marriage coming to an end but has accepted the situation. She embraced the new chapter of her life, as she confessed, so I am trying to now embrace the fact that I'm single and can make choices that are just about me. While Ruth remains single, her ex-husband Eamonn has reportedly started seeing relationship expert Katie Alexander, who is 22 years younger than him.